Okay. Right. So I'm just going to put you guys up there again. Okay. Right. So welcome everybody. And let me just thank you very, very much for taking the time to support me, especially for Celine and for Robin and for Lynette and for Hendrik and for everybody else that I'm not quickly seeing, for Sally and for Priya. So for the rest, I do realize that there might have been a little bit of a clash in schedules, for which I do. Okay, I hope that you find the information there, but this information will be available later on as well on YouTube. And yeah, I'm hoping to share some information with you and maybe give you some practical action steps that can maybe elevate you into period 9 much more effectively. So the most dominant theme that we have right now in the world as overall is this big thing about change. And even if we are not aware of these changes, we can feel that things are already starting to move, as if there's just a difference, almost, I want to call it, in the air. And this information today, which I'm going to share with you, hopefully will be able to give you that secret little bit of source, that secret information to be able to take charge of your environment and then be able to change those outcomes into your favor. Now, I must just warn you right off the bat that not everybody will have the specific configurations that I will be sharing with you today, but that is part of the game, is to go and find somebody or put yourself into a position inside your environment where you can actually start to pre-manufacture that specific skill set within yourself. So I shared this earlier this week, and I thought it's just too good for me not to share again with everybody, because this keeps us going sometimes, to remember that today is a result of what we did yesterday, and tomorrow is going to be a result of what we do today. So it's very, very important that we make every single day count, because we don't know in which phase we are right now. We might think that we are in the butterfly stage, and maybe we are just in the poppy stage, or maybe right now we are a butterfly in the making. And something which is very interesting about this whole process of butterfly is that within the poppy phase, before or coming out of the poppy as a butterfly, there is a complete meltdown. The entire worm body, which has spun itself into this cocoon, actually melts down. Everything splits into this quantum soup, this mush, and then repositions itself into a different way, and then comes together into that beautiful butterfly. And then when the butterfly actually emerges from that cocoon, what it needs to do is sit still a little bit and wait for its wings to dry before it actually takes flight. So this entire process of eating up, getting the knowledge, is almost where I want to say we are currently in 2023. We are just eating up and consuming and becoming ready to, maybe at this latest stage in the year, or I almost want to say as soon as we enter into the water time period, or the water cycle, or the winter cycle, it will be a sit still, reevaluate, how far have you come and where are you going stage, before 2024 kicks off officially with all its glory on that 4th of February. But we already know that we are already in period 9. We know that luck and opportunities have changed. Our destinies have changed. What we thought of where we are going in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, this has all changed. And not through anything that we did or didn't do, but because the world changed. Our careers are being impacted. Our businesses are being impacted. How we make investments, what we invest in, what our time, our skills, what we are spending money on, everything has changed. Feng Shui has changed as well, because the Feng Shui on the planet is now no longer being regulated by what has occurred from the last 20 years. So Feng Shui is the environmental energy that we do have on this planet, and our health and well-being is going to be affected. Sorry, there's a person that has just come into the meeting whose name I cannot see. Do you mind just changing your name here, please, so that we can all just see who you are? Because this is
Jimmy.
There we
Jimmy
go.
that's in your group.
Okay, not a problem. All right. Okay, because this is a public meeting, Guy, and the guys and the link was shared out with the public. I just want to make sure that we are all secure inside the meeting and that we don't have any robots or something coming in hijacking our meeting. All right, so our well-being and our fulfillment is also being affected because of how the environment is changing. And with that, our relationships are also being affected because of a difference of where we are, what we are doing, what we are keeping ourselves busy with. I don't know, have any of you experienced any of this? Have you noticed any of these changes in your environment?
Yes, I do. For me?
Yes. Celine,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Yeah. You've noticed the changes, right?
Yes. In a whole. The way people behave, the way things are happening very fast. Even the Feng Shui, the way it has been taught in the last years is changing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel that people are more and more aware of all the energy fields. And even the destinies are, I feel it as well for myself, that the fire energy, I feel the way it has changed my natal chart. And so do my clients.
Yes. Yes. This fire energy is real. It is draining almost to a certain extent to certain day masters, and yet other day masters or the other pillars of our charts can be flourishing as a result. So even though a certain aspect of ourself is being impacted, there is going to be something somewhere that we must actually pay more attention to put under the spotlight, to grow that part of ourselves. Because I think for a very, very long time, we've only focused on go and make money. And yet there's very little fulfillment. There's very little joy. There's very little harmony, maybe, for some people. For other people, they've only been lazy and, focusing on blissing out and left the money part of it and not focused on making money. No, now it's almost like leveling those playing fields and saying, money is important, but joy is also important. And if I don't have money, I don't have joy. And if I don't have joy, I don't make money. So where do I put my focus? So hopefully, this can all help us, all benefit us, this information. Right, so I'm going to just get my slides back. Oops. My computer has a mind of its own sometimes. It just jumps wherever it wants. Okay, so we know that in terms of our when we are talking about plotting a Feng Shui chart, we really only do that when we want to look at the environment, when we want to look at the buildings. But one very critical thing is, how do I take myself and put me into the Feng Shui? How do I plot a personalized Feng Shui chart? Now, you can do that with your hexagrams inside your Bazi chart. And there is a way that we can actually plot those personalized Feng Shui or hexagrams from your Bazi chart. So for that, we're going to be using what is known as Shen Kong Feng Shui or Shen Kong Dagua to be able to converge these two languages, because Bazi is not Feng Shui. Date selection is not Feng Shui. Feng Shui is not Bazi, and Feng Shui is not date selection. So how do we get the two to talk together if we don't do it via the universal language called hexagrams? And a hexagram is nothing other than the 3 lines of this, which is known as a trigram. So these 3, oopsie, my bad, sorry. Let me just get my pen. You can see there are 3 lines there. Now the top line there is known as a Yang line. Then the middle line is known as a Yin line. And then the bottom one is known as a Yang line as well. Each one of these lines will have a particular time period that it will need in order to move from its current position into how it expresses itself in the next position. What I literally mean with that is, for Yang to go into a Yin line, it will take a certain period of time. For a Yin line to change into a Yang line will also need a certain period of time. So period 9 just shows us that this has moved from where we were in period 8 to period 9. A certain amount of time has gone by, and therefore we are now ready to transfer the energies from where it was to this expression of the liqua. Now, I know I'm talking to beginners, intermediate, and advanced students here. So for the advanced students, please excuse me if that was just too basic, but I'm hoping that the beginners would understand that a yin and a yang line just means different time lines, different amounts of time that it will actually take for a transition to happen. So period 9 is nothing other than a transition in time, which we now are going to look at in terms of your Bazi chart to say, what is the time period that you have transited in order to personalize your Bazi and your Feng Shui and look at it from the period 9 perspective. Because we all know that if there is a liqua, for instance, the liqua is those 3 lines which I showed you earlier. If that is already inside your Bazi chart, it means you are more connected to period 9. It makes it easier for you to take advantage of the opportunities, and the opportunities are more available to you in that particular pillar in which it occurs. Now, I'm talking about, excuse me for one second. I'm talking about pillars in Bazi. And for those of you that are not familiar with this terminology, Bazi literally means the snapshot in time, in space, on the hour, the day, the month, and the year that you were born. But life still continued after you were born. And that is called the transition of time that is not seen from a snapshot perspective of your Bazi chart, but we see that from the yearly changing charts. So it is quite important that when I'm looking at my Bazi snapshot, I must not forget that there's still a movie that is ongoing, a change. This is I'm not going to call it cast in stone because it's just a snapshot of how it was. But let's say that snapshot can line up with somewhere in the movie as it is transiting. You can then check that snapshot to the movie and go, snap. You all played Snap, right? You know how to play Snap. You go one card on top of the other card, on top of the other card, and if the two cards match, you go Snap. Okay? Some of you might know that game by another name. But if there is a snapshot and a movie combination, it means snap, I'm at the right place at the right time, at the right opportunity, with the right strategy, and I activate it through a specific activity. Right, that is what we are going to be doing from now on forward. So there are 4 different factors, and today I'm going to be sharing one of them with you for you to be able to see what your particular reference is from your snapshot to the movie to be able to get a synchronicity going. So we're going to be applying those principles of the Shen Kong Dagua with a reference to the hexagrams to see where we can actually make a move. Now, I hope that all of you have got your charts ready, which if you don't have a chart ready yet, just take a screenshot of this website, of the metaversemasteryacademy.com website, and plot your charts just now, or whenever you want to plot somebody else's chart, for instance, you can do that as well, because this does not necessarily only have to relate to you, but it can relate to somebody in your household. It can relate to a business partner, your husband, your wife, your child, a chance encounter at a business meeting, somebody that you meet over cocktails, okay, and you have a affinity with that person. And you want to see, does that person have the snapshot and the movie coinciding? You might have an idea. That person has the skill sets. Obviously, you got to check their level of training. Obviously, you got to check, does he or she really have the skills to follow through with one of these 4 major breakthroughs, super skill abilities. So you're going to be paying attention to your day pillar, your month pillar, your day pillar, your hour pillar, as well as your year and your luck pillar. Now, hour pillar, if you are not familiar with that yet, the terminology, here is your hour pillar, this is your day pillar, this is your month pillar, this is your year pillar, and this is your luck pillar. So your hour pillar will have different references through in your life versus your day pillar, your month pillar, year pillar, as well as your luck pillar. The luck pillar here is almost the most important one for you to want to spot an opportunity for period 9 with a liqua. Now, where you see the liqua and how the liqua appears in any of those pillars can also tell us how this information might affect you, or whether it is going to be relating to a personal effort that you have to take, which is at the top. If the liqua is in the top of your pillars, that is a personal action. You got to drive it. If it is at the bottom of the pillar, and literally what I'm talking about now is this. If that liqua is at the top, come here, pen. You know, sometimes these pens make their own stories. Let's say that, okay, that did not work. Erase. Can you see here in the day pillar, this person has a liqua right at the top of that box at the, I'm just going to use an arrow. Hopefully that will be much easier. Okay, guys, my mouse is doing its own magic there. Can you see there in the day pillar? There is a 3 lines. Can you see there is a liqua in the top? The yang line at the top, the yin line in the middle, and the yang line at the bottom. Now, let me just quickly see if this chart has another one. Yes. In this entire hexagram, which literally means 6 lines, can you spot a liqua? I'm going to give you a clue. It is on line 3, 4, and 5 from the bottom, or line 3, 4, and 5 from the top. Well, we always count lines from the bottom up. So the bottom line is line 1, the second line is line 2, the third line is line 3. So there is a hidden liqua in the hour pillar for this person. There is a out in the open at the top trigram for the day master, or in the day pillar. Can you see any others? No. Right? No, there's no more. Not for this person. Okay. So where that liqua appears in your personal Bazi chart has different meanings. If it is at the top, you got to step up. You got to take the leadership there. If it is at the bottom, you have to render support, because the leader of an army is only as strong as the army people that is following him or her. There is no leadership without followers. So even if that is at the bottom, please do not despair. You've got a far more important job to do than the leader, than the person who's got to be the shapeshifter in that industry. Because the moment that liqua is in the top trigram, that person has a responsibility almost to his or her network, his or her groups of friends, his or her field of work or career, or in relationships, or even in terms of investments, where they've got to step up. Now, doom and gloom is not going to come and settle down on your head if you don't do that. It will just be a wasted opportunity. So don't despair if it is there. If you do see it and you go, oh my God, I don't know. Then you go and find out how. Then you go and study the skill sets that I'm going to show you that you might have. And you go, oh, I didn't know I had these super skill sets. Oh, I didn't know that I actually have an affinity with this, which will be an industry for period 9. Because the last thing that you want to do is come at the end of 15 years and go, why didn't anybody tell me that I have an affinity with tech? Why didn't anybody tell me that I have these social magnetism skills? Why didn't I know that I have this transgenerational gap ability? Because you wasn't in ST Zoom meeting on the 20th of September and nobody shared the meeting with you. So sorry, Naculus. But that's what I'm saying. For you guys, there's 10 other people here in this meeting with me right now. Please take this info and give it out to the world. Help others to help themselves, because that is why I'm sharing this information with you. So we all know that the liqua is all about changes. We already know that. So instead of looking at what is available in the market, you can start to create the market by yourself. So obviously, during a consultation, we can always look at where the liqua is, see in which luck cycle it's going to appear, where you might want to bring about a change, when you might want to bring about a change, because not everybody's snapshot is lining up right now. But the chances are that in the next 2 luck cycles, there will be a lining up. So if we look at your metaverse Bazi and say, you will have to take the leadership in 6 years, 7 years from now, you go, oh, thank goodness, it gives you time with which to build those skill sets. So life is constantly evolving, and it's constantly changing. And these changes affect each one of us in many different ways. And as changes are occurring around us, it will impact on us as well. Sorry, just give me one. Fortunately, it rained 2 whole millimeters here last night in South Africa, so hopefully our dust will start to settle now. So changes can happen around us, and it actually does. So as changes occur around us, it actually brings about changes from the outside world to us. Now, this can happen, or we refer to that as external changes. When something new happens around you, it enters your orbit, it kind of changes you. You might not be aware of how it's changing you, and for some people, they are aware of those changes, but you can feel something is different. A way that I'm responding to the world around me has changed, because as that is happening from the outside, it is changing us from the inside as well. Now, the moment that I change on the inside, I am now impacting out into my world. And by that impacting out into the world, we are bringing about changes as well. So what if the changes that is happening within me is clashing the changes which is coming from the outside? I'm going to create a whole lot of drama. So when the changes are happening all around us, impacting on me, and I am changing as a result, me being able to bring those changed me's out into the world changes the world around me. And therefore, we become co-creators with our reality, no longer being, let me call it, the victim of change, but I am now co-creating my destiny. I am co-creating that which I want to see, that which I want to resonate with, because it is according to my values, my principles, my snapshot. I was sent here for a reason. I have a mission to complete. And if I'm not going to step up to complete that, it's very easy for me to go, I'm not feeling fulfilled. So fulfillment has to come from where I am coming to where the world is now changing. I am able to connect the 2 dots. So there are 4 major shifts of personal power, which I'm going to highlight for you. And please don't cry if you don't have these things in your chart, because I want you to plot other people's charts and see what other people have, so that you can actually link up with them and make the changes happen. All right. So, sorry guys, I've got a screen thingy-mabobby here, which is now blocking my screen. So I'm just getting rid of that. Right, so there's 4 shifts of the personal power, which I want you to look for, because that exponential or quantum growth in life is when we enter the new era, when we are having those certain abilities to geometrically start to grow your ability to influence and generate that success and financial means. So some people only make very, very small improvements in terms of their careers, and then they get frustrated, and then they reach that stage where they just feel they can't grow anymore. I don't know if any of you have ever felt that. It's like, I'm stuck. I can't move forward. I don't know which way to go anymore. But in order to have exponential growth, you can shift in power to achieve this. So from your chart, you need to identify which one of the 4 shifts of personal power you do actually have, or what you need. And then you're going to activate that using your Feng Shui, which I will also show you, where you can now link this into your personal Feng Shui. So if these 4 things are already in your chart, you've got to just pursue it. Because if you don't, just see it as a wasted opportunity. Right. So we always want to start by looking for anything that has a number 9 or a 4 inside our Bazi, and I'm going to highlight what I'm talking about for you. This one doesn't have it. This is a fire, wood, water, water. Oh, here we go. Can you see here at the top? There's a number 9 at the top, right? So this person here has got something which has got a potential to be able to become a super exponential skill set for this person for the next 20 years. So these 4 shifts in power that I'm talking about is going to literally be able to translate the landscape for you, to be able to have that influential power. Now, you're not going to try and do all 4 of these things all at once. You will combust, because it takes a little bit of power. It takes skills as well. You've got to have the skills. You've got to have the knowledge. Just because I'm going to show you an affinity for something does not automatically just go, oh, I've got an affinity, I'm going to start a business in it. Please don't do that, because if you're just going to go gung-ho on something and go, I'm starting a business on that, you're going to fail. You need skill sets to run a business. You need to know about marketing. You need to know about how to do the accountancy. If you have something there, start something on the side. That is what's called a side gig. Start to dabble in it. You're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Not one single one of us start something and we are perfect the first time around. We all make little mistakes, and that is how we grow. That is how we actually prosper and become better at what we do. So the first big one, are you guys ready? Okay. So the very, very first big one for the exponential shift in power is what is called tech empowerment. And for that, you are going to be looking for, please note, you are going to be looking for a 1 and a 6. Can you see the 1 and the 6? There they are. So this person here, you're not going to pay attention to anything which is going on here at the bottom right now. We are only going to be paying attention to these numbers. So you're going to look in your chart where, this is your current luck pillar. what numbers or combinations of numbers you've got. Because based upon the combination of those numbers, you're going to prick up your ears and go, oh, I've got the skill set for that. Let me learn more about it. So back to my slide. Okay. So tech empowerment, you're going to be looking for the 1 and the 6 or the 6 or the 1, whichever one. So you can either have a 1 or a 6. And if you have that, you're just going to mark that pillar out. And that is known as a water grouping. Now, period 9 technology is a big thing. It's going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than anything that we've seen. And the fire element of the liqua of this period 9 represents technology, especially advanced technology. This is all the advanced apps. It's a software. It's technology of all kinds. And this is going to dominate the entire 20-year period for period 9. And a lot of people struggle with using tools. I promise you, even me. Okay. Last night, I actually had to ask somebody who's helping me on a piece of work, where did you find this? And she says, just look under icons. And I'm like, huh? Where's the icons? I can't find the icons. And oh my God, there's the icons. And it was all good. But I felt like a child this morning starting to play with these icons. And for those of you that are going to be getting my information package at the end of it, you'll see how the icons have come into play very nicely. So I had a royal field time this morning creating some reference documents for you based on today's sharing. So anyway, back to this. A 1 and a 6 gives you that tech empowerment super skills. So the tech empowerment, if you've already got this by birth, you just need to pick up a couple of skills and enhance it. But now, part of tech empowerment is when you can empower yourself to deliver your message, to shorten the path for other people to acquire that important data, to get that important information, to be able to help you to build or present your knowledge, your skill sets in a much, much more effective way. So what can happen? What can happen if you can present your craft or your expertise in a more impactful way to multiply the effect, the market that you are able to reach? And if a lot of people are going to prefer the old school way of doing things, okay? So I would rather double up or link in or partner or form collaboration or form relationships with people if I have something that I want to take to the market and that person has got this 1-6 or 6-1 combination, because that person is going to know how to help me to do a podcast. That person is going to help me with setting up a Telegram channel, or help me to go live on Zoom, or help me to go live on Facebook, or help me to go live on YouTube, help me to do something relating maybe to NFTs or creating something, to be able to reach a bigger platform with whatever it is that I am doing relating to my skill. Now, I might not have tech empowerment, but somebody else does. So I might be good with one thing, maybe social charisma, maybe inspiration, maybe being able to transcend the generational gap. But another person's got the tech skills. And that's when I am going to link up with that person. So it's all going to be different for every single person based on the 10 gods, which is another new terminology which I'm introducing here. And the 10 gods literally means the water, wood, fire, metal, and earth is divided into yin branches and yang branches. And all 10 of them can be seen in your Bazi chart, and we refer to them as 10 gods or 10 profiles, because your snapshot was a snapshot at a particular point in time and space where maybe, just maybe, some of the planets were not there, and therefore it would be seen as a missing element. It's not missing, it's just somewhere, but you're not able to see it. So with period 9, it's almost going to level the playing field and bring all of these things back into the fold and go, now you've got access to all of them. But if you're not ready for them, well, you want to upskill. So the second one is the Inspirational Revolution. And for this, you are going to be looking for the fire grouping, which is 2-7. And this 2-7 is going to benefit the market because everybody right now is talking about self-improvement, awakening of the mind, it's a spiritual development, it's consciousness, it's higher intelligence, tuning into something, okay? And it's not necessarily from the perspective of what we were used to. There are different ways with which you can enhance consciousness. From my background, we have what is known as general consciousness. We have what is known as pathological consciousness. And then we have what is known as natural consciousness. Now, the moment that something is in natural consciousness, it means it is vibrating at a consciousness level that is natural for it. When it becomes pathological, it can very often show up as a lack of, or a not comfortable with, or too much of. So that's known as a pathological. And a general consciousness can be, so what is going on generally within it and around it. And I know I'm using it very, very generically right now, because to go into all sets of consciousness will take me quite a long time. But I just want you to know that there are going to be people in different places of consciousness development. And this is when you are going to need to come in to help them to develop that consciousness, to inspire that consciousness, to bring about the revolution or the evolution, because you have skill sets and you need to find the 2-7 or the 7-2 within your Bazi chart to see where you are going to be able to do that. But this is also going to give us the taste of that new form of education, inspiration, the ability to use new ways of learning to transform your life into success. And inspiration literally means in spirit, in spiritus. And it means the Spirit fills me, therefore I am able to inspire you. Now, I can inspire you through my words. I can inspire you through my actions. I can stand on a stage and inspire you through my performance as an actor, maybe. But whatever it is about driving attention to be able to influence a generation, a crowd. And this is where success and income comes before you are transforming lives. Because if you are not getting success from that, you want to be able to link yourself up with your environment for it to help you to be successful. Now, Inspirational Revolution is also about education. It's about inspiring others, making an impact, transforming other people's lives. And if you've got that 2-7, that is a combination, or that is something that you want to pursue. So for the 8-3, which is a wood grouping, and this is all about that attention. Now, fire, liqua, is fire energy. Now here comes the 8-3, and both of these are wood. This wood is going to give period 9 its oomph. It's going to bring that lighting up of that dark room, that energy, that feel, to bring out that ability to shine, to be socially attractive from people around your world. So this is where your focus and your attention will go, is that which is burning, that fire, that light. And this also represents the beauty industry, the beautiful sights, that which enables other people to see. But overall, it is known as the social magnetism ability. So this means the power to influence, to leverage on who you are, who you know, can even be a social magnetism skill. Okay, so maybe if you have this and you don't know a lot of people yet, go out and get to know a lot of people quickly, because being able to attract attention means you are going to demand the new commodity in this digital world, which is about being able to hold somebody's attention long enough, and it's going to level those playing fields for you. Now, a celebrity right now can become an overnight star because of a movie that he or she plays in. And if you have this skill, this 8 or 3 in your Bazi chart, or in the Metaverse Bazi chart, let's say, for instance, in your month pillar, you want to stand up, you want to be noticed, because that social magnetism skill that you've got to leverage on that. And you need to know who you are or who you know in order to tip that scales of business into your favor. Last one, on the 4 big skills is the 9-4, and this is that generational transcendence ability, and this is metal grouping. And this is the ability to be able to connect to people from all ages together, because the gap between the old world and the new world it's big, it's huge. So there's simply a missing link between what we did pre-2020 or pre-now, okay, and where we are going. There is a gap. And some days I look at this and I say to my husband, I woke up in another universe. I don't have this ability to connect to these people anymore. It's like they are living in a different time zone from me. Now, don't call me a grandma yet, okay? I'm not that old. But it is similar to having to teach your grandmom how to use WhatsApp or how to use FaceTime, or buy NFTs, or buy cryptocurrency. Who of you have a tech super mom or grandma or grandfather who knows more than you do relating to tech? Our kids know more about tech. When my father cannot figure out his phone, he gives it to my brother's children. I don't know how to do this. Please fix this for me. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because some people have just not moved on with the times. But if you've got that 9-4, it is going to be your job to bridge the gaps, because you've already got skills which others of us don't have. You've got to bring them together. You've got to inspire. You've got to pull resources together to move mountains, literally. Because if you have this and you read up about it, you may be able to synthesize this and to be able to move those 2 worlds. So back to our hexagram. So each hexagram has a number at the top and it's got a number at the bottom. So the top number is the early heaven number and the bottom number is the later heaven number, or later heaven star. Now, don't get confused. But period 9 is literally early and later combined. So you want to see at the top, you want to bring the early you, which is the snapshot, into the movie, which is the bottom. So now I've got snapshot and movie coming together. You never, ever, ever read the two together. They don't mix and match like that. But you're going to take the element at the top and you're going to take the star number at the bottom and you're going to convert that into a Feng Shui configuration for you to be able to connect you with the environment in a specific location to be able to make these things happen for you. So here's a snapshot of what the 4-9 at the top might look like, and then it combines in with a 1-6 at the bottom. Now I want you to look at your charts and see if you have any of these next 16 combinations, because if you do, I'm your best friend. So any one of your pillars is the eliminating or the water snake or the wood horse, the fire dragon or the earth dragon. Any of you got it?
I have the marsh in the luck pillar, and my daughter have the eliminating in the hour pillar.
Aha! I know who's my friends. Okay. Anybody else? Not yet. Don't despair if you don't have that, guys. Okay, you've just heard there are people who have this out there. Next configuration, so you've got the 4 and the 9, or the 9 and the 4 at the top. So metal tiger with reform, or water tiger with fellowship, fire ox for following, or earth ox without wrongdoing, anywhere in your Bazi chart. Going once, anybody? Going twice. Nobody's got this configuration, okay? Anybody got this configuration of fire horse great exceeding, or wood horse meeting, water goat trap, or metal goat litigation?
I've
No.
got one of the 4.
Aha. I'm your best friend too.
Good to hear.
Okay. And then the last one of these 16 hexagrams, guys, there are 64 hexagrams, okay? I'm only giving you 16. The others have other jobs to do, but I'm giving you the exponential growth ones today. Anybody have the fire rooster influence, or the wood rooster retreat, or the water dog with gathering, or the metal dog with stagnation anywhere in their charts?
I have the water dog in the month.
Oh my God.
And I have the wood rooster.
Oh my word. There we go. Now I know why I'm friends with all of you beautiful ladies, right? Okay. Now listen to me. If you guys have 2 pillars or 3 pillars, you're not going to do all 3 all at once because you're going to be too busy. You're going to decide which one is going to give you right now that which you want to develop. Okay? If it happens to be the same luck pillar than any of your Bazi pillars, it's better, but it's very seldom that it happens. So if it does, good. Okay. Take a screenshot. So 1 and a 6 is the water group, 7 and 2 is a fire group, 8 and 3 is a wood group, 9 and 4 is a metal group. Now, before you ask me, but 9 is the fire number. Yes. but it also belongs in this particular instance to the metal grouping. And that is the early heaven metal grouping position of the 9. In the later heaven, the 9 goes into a star 9, which is fire star. And now, just because something has a number 9 does not always mean it's good, okay? I'm not sure if it's in here in this presentation, but I do know that in one of my others, I've got 3 presentations that I'm doing in the next, 8 days, week. I've got 3 presentations in the next week. So in one of those, I did deal with flying stars, and I can't remember in which one. Oh, yes, hang on. Now I know. Okay, so now you want to know where is the star that links up with it, because the star that is going to link up with the 1 or the 6, the 7, 2, the 8, 3, and the 9, 4 is somewhere in this ring. Now, you're not going to guess because I've already highlighted it for you. The area I want you to look for it is in the north. And the reason you're going to look for it in the north is because that is where period 9, 2024, is going to impact the most on. So you will find along the ring, on the outside of this ring, you're going to find lots and lots of other numbers. Can you see all these other numbers? They are all over. But you're not going to worry about any of these other numbers on the outside of the ring. Okay, guys? Not for this, not for the exponentials. You're only going to look at this north sector there, and you're going to find the corresponding number. So if you have 2, you're going to be looking for the 7. If you've got the 7, you're going to be looking for the 2. Everybody clear on that? If you have a 6, you're going to be looking for the position of the 1. Let me just see if I can make this bigger here on my screen, and then I can highlight it for you. So if you've got the 6, you're going to be looking for where the number 1 is. If you have the number 1, you're going to be looking for where the number 6 is. Right? If you have a number 8, you're going to be looking for where is the number 3. There we go. And if you have a number 3, you're going to be finding number 8. Everybody okay with that? Maybe. Yes. I need 11 yeses before I continue, otherwise I repeat.
So, Esty, sorry, I'm driving.
That's fine.
So those 2 numbers must be together as in a flying star configuration.
Louise, I see that you came in late, so please watch the replay because that information was shared earlier. No, it is not a flying star. It's not a flying star configuration at all.
Oh, it's a hate too. Okay.
No, it's also not a hurt to. It's a hexagram configuration.
Okay, I'll shut up. Okay, thanks, Esty.
Okay, you can watch the replay. Yeah, all that info was shared already, but it's not a flying star configuration at all. No.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, anybody else have any questions that I can answer for you quickly?
I have one, Esty, but that was before you said that you have 2 happens to be in your Bazi natal chart and in the luck pillar. You mean different number or the same number? Like for example,
no, they can be different numbers.
Like I have the 4 from the same group, means like I have the 4th on the month and the 4th on the luck pillar. That was the metal grouping. But
in the element at the top, hey?
Yeah, well, yes, with
Yes.
the 4, when we were talking about the numbers. So that
Okay.
it was when you said generational transcendent. That
Yes.
happens to be that is a dragon and a dog, that they're really, they're not.
Well, you might find just now when I go through the animal signs that you are going to have to look at what this is clashing for you personally, because we all know dragon and dog is a clash. So you might want to look at whether you can bring that clash into your favor, maybe by using your Feng Shui. And when I share with you the virtues or the qualities of dragon and dog, you might understand this a little bit better. But okay, so let me move on. Guys, you all clear? You got questions on that? No questions? Okay. Is there a question?
No, I say perfect. Thank you, Esther.
Okay. All right. So if there are questions, I'm going to stop the screen sharing just now and I'll open the floor and you guys can ask me questions. Don't be scared to ask me questions, because if you're going to have I can't understand this, it's going to stop you from being able to take this information to the next phase. So here's your bonus. So a quick recap of what we have learned about period 9 and 2023 thus far is that period 9 officially started with a conjunction of the wood star. Now, the wood star is known as Jupiter, or the planet of Jupiter, and that what a conjunction means is that it sees one another in the sky, in the universe. And this is a wood star, it's known as Jupiter, and this is the Earth star, it's known as Saturn. Now, this conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn occurred in the sign of Aquarius. Now, in Chinese metaphysics, we refer to planets as stars, whereas in Western astrology, they would refer to that as planets. So you don't get confused. Is it a planet? Is it a star? It's the same thing. But in order for you to understand what is happening here is just know that there was a vibration and there was a vibration. This started to change this entire push and pull of the universal forces. How things have always been progressing. This planet goes this way, this planet goes this way, they do their own thing, and all of a sudden they go boom, heads on. Whoops, what's happening? What's happening? Now, this vibrational ripple has sent those ripple effects throughout the entire universe. Not just what we are feeling on the planet, but also what is going on in the universe. So in Western astrology, this occurred in the sign of Aquarius. In Chinese astrology, it occurred in the palace of the rat, which is north, which is why I said to you, you're going to look for that configurations in the North Palace, because whatever changes needs to happen, not feeling clashed or opposed, but let's work together, needs to start to happen from the north, from the rat palace, going towards all of the other palaces. So for period 9, or for 2024, this year, the number 9 is in the south. This year, 2023, the number 9 star is in the north. And for 2024, the 9 will move to the southwest. So I'll show you that shortly. So as the one planet moves, everything else around it is being affected. Now, in the point in time when this happened, it's like, boom, there was a camera which opened, it shut, tick, tick, it took a snapshot. It said, this is what's happening. So that snapshot is known as the hour, the day, the month, and the year of the birth of period 9. But it didn't stop there. It carried on. Now, just like wood and earth are now doing their things because they went clash up against one another, but then they moved away, right? The same as they moved, everything else around them moved, and now at that point in time, the lens opened and closed. That photo does not change. But what else is changing here all around it is how this movie is progressing. And that movie is ongoing. It is what is making progress. So if you cannot make progress, it could be that you are stuck in a time where you snapshot it and go, this is the way that I need to do things. So with regards to these, the planets and the stars, I just want to check if I've said everything. Okay, so the movie is progressive. So the roles for the animal signs are also going to change. Now, in accountancy, you can see this snapshot, which I'm talking about as the balance sheet. You can see it as that which is showing you the health or the non-health of your projects. Now, the movie is your projects. It is your profits and losses. It is that which is moving. And a movie can be seen as the atlas of the planet. It's like the big globe where the snapshot of something can be seen down to the street names. It's the tiny little details. Now, each and every single one of the animal signs are also going to be affected by all of these changes. And let me just get to my next slide. This is the flying star chart, which I was talking to you about. So right now we know in this year, flying star number 9, which is going to activate all of this energy for you, is found in the north. If you're only going to be waiting for this to do this upskilling, this exponential shift next year, you are not going to be using the north energy or the rat energy anymore, but you are going to be using another kind of energy. Now, if you're going to be waiting until 2024 to use this information, you are going to be using monkey energy and goat energy. You're now then no longer going to be able to make use of the water energy within the north to give that combination. So yes, I could have waited with this information for another month or 6 months and only given it to you then. But there is no more time for you to position yourself into being able to make that exponential growth. So unfortunately for us, time is not on our side anymore, right? This is information which was shared. And this is the qualities or the virtues that we need to develop more of for ourselves in order for period 9 to go smoothly for us. Now I want you to look at where are these animal signs in your own personal Bazi chart. And I'm going to leave that on the screen for a little bit. And I want you to highlight your own pillars, every one of your pillars. Write down the keywords of these pillars. Okay? And while you do that, I'm going to stretch my body for 3 minutes and I will be back shortly. Okay, everybody ready? You got all the keywords, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Now, not only is the animal sign going to be affected, but also the placement of a house. So within a house, if you see, for instance, missing sectors, negative Feng Shui aspects, sharp edges, you know that there is a problem. I've marked these with little X's. From a Feng Shui perspective, all of these red X positions is problem areas. The stove and the zinc is a problem. These two doors over here is a problem. Now, this is not a Feng Shui lesson, okay? This is not a Feng Shui lesson, but this is bad Feng Shui. This is bad Feng Shui. This is bad Feng Shui. There was a couple of others which is underneath this thing. But my point is that in case there is a clash, a punishment, a harm, death and emptiness, if there is a problem with any of your animal signs, or there's a problem, or if there's a problem in your house, it's going to affect the animal sign affected by that specific sector as well. How is it going to affect that animal sign? In terms of these virtues. So if this kitchen was facing north, let's say north is here, and this person living in this house is a rat, okay, what virtue do you think this person is going to lack? Self-love.
Self-love.
Self-love, yes. And you can see why this person is going to lack self-love. Because he's clashing his kitchen. He's not looking after his health. He's not feeding his body nutrition. He might be eating junk food in front of his TV the whole day. So it makes sense when you look at it from the overall perspective. So if this is north, then this would be west, right? I think so.
Couldn't see what you're pointing to. Where is north on the diagram?
Oh, sorry, there.
Mhm.
Okay. That's north, and that will be south, and that will be east. Right. So now I know that I've got a problem here in the west. What is the virtue that this person is going to not have enough of?
Perseverance.
Perseverance and endurance. Why can this person not persevere? Well, I mean, basically, can you see where this door is behind him? He's looking out the window. How do you think this person is going to study? Constantly being distracted, constantly feeling if somebody is stabbing him in the back. He's also not resting properly. Well, I don't know if I would put that bed anywhere else, but anyway, that's between you and me and a Feng Shui audit. But my point is that your house can show me what is the potential problem for you in period 9. Now, suppose there is a clash animal, for instance. Right. Suppose something is being clashed in your chart. If you overlay that virtues with your house plan, with your 24 mountain compass, when you overlay all of these things and you say, I have something in my chart which is being clashed. Let's say monkey. What was monkey's skill set?
Selflessness.
Selfness.
Selflessness. Yes. I don't have selflessness, means it's me, myself, and I. I can go to this monkey section and do something in that sector to represent selflessness for me. Therefore, if I'm a tiger and monkey, or I'm a monkey and now all of a sudden tiger is clashing me, I want to go to my monkey sector or I want to go to my tiger sector. I have monkey in my chart, but I'm feeling as if I'm not being able to be selfless, as if I want to be stingy, as if I want to be not sharing information. Am I going to enhance that from the monkey sector or from the tiger sector?
From the tiger. To clash,
Oh.
no?
Yeah, I
From
would say
tiger.
tiger too.
From the tiger to
It
clash
would
with
be
monkey. So
monkey, so that you're not selfless. So you're not selfish.
What do you think monkey is going to need in order to be less selfish?
a clash.
The courage. Okay.
Maybe. How about maybe monkey needs to have a little bit more self-love?
Mm.
Or what about I use monkey and snake, which is a combination? Did
So
I
you
put?
mean, oh, so you mean you can use, I mean, so I have two monkeys and my daughter is a tiger and we enter in the house through the monkey. So
What
you
I'm saying is you don't always need a clash to bring about a quality in order to have more of it. Because if I'm selfless, if I'm selfish, how do you think courage is going to make me be less stingy?
worse.
It's going to make me worse. So you can't always go and clash something out. You have to combine something. So if I have more joy, which is monkey and snake is forming the combination, if I have more joy within myself, don't you think I'm going to be more freely giving?
Yes.
Yes. Dragon and dog. I know one of you said dragon and dog clash. Okay. Patience for dragon, southeast one. What is dog? Accountability. Now, patience in this particular instance means to be patient, to realize that some things are not built overnight. It takes time to build Rome. But if I'm just not accountable for my own actions and I constantly want to hold other people accountable and say, it's your fault that I am not growing. Well, what are you doing to grow yourself? Oh, no, it's not my job to grow me. It's your job to grow me. That's a clash. Dragon combines with
Rooster.
rooster. So what's rooster's virtue?
Clarity. No, what is rooster?
Perseverance and endurance. Yes. But if I'm getting out of patience, if I can't, I don't have patience for this. Don't you think I need to learn the quality of perseverance to say, be calm, be patient, just wait it out, just carry on, just endure. Okay. So sometimes it's a clash. But if that clash is going to make it worse, you rather want to look at the combination. That makes sense, guys? So if
What you
I'm...
mean,
Huh?
sorry, what you mean is that if we make a class, if that class is going to make worse the situation, it's better to have a combination with someone else, correct? So to clashing like a tie, like a clashing the patient with the accountability will make worse the accountability. Then you make you combine with someone else.
You can try. You can try. Try them both. Try them both.
I have to. I have both of them. But Esty, I thought that, for example, accountability, I mean, like, I know I don't have too much patience, but what I think is that if there are people that do something very, very well, why don't let them do that and you do what you really do well? So
because you are accountable for your own actions. That's why. That's the difference between period 8 accountability and period 9 accountability. A period 9 accountability virtue is holding yourself accountable for your actions. That's a big difference.
Oh, that I don't understand. But what I mean is, like, with patience, for example, I don't have patience to do a website. Even I could be able to do it because I have ones. So technologically, I can learn.
Patience period 8 is different from patience period 9. Patience period 9 is doing things at the right time. So it's not just necessarily patience from the way that we have learned before, because remember, we have got our preconceived ideas, which is early heaven. To think we know anything is early heaven. Universal connection, or the bigger picture, is later heaven, which is now period 9. So it's to undo that program, which is like, this is the way it is. And it's for all of us. And that is where the changes are going to come in. And that's why I'm saying changes are going to happen. And as the changes are going to happen from the outside, it's going to change us. And if we are too stubborn to stop the old way and go, okay, well, maybe I must just shift a little bit here and shift a little bit there, we're not going to grow. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a whole long list of virtues relating to each one of these 12. Okay, it's already in your VIP channel, by the way. If you checked your VIP channel, you would have seen the reference document. It's like,
Thank you.
I don't understand this. Oh, don't worry, Esty will explain. Okay, so if there's a dead tree somewhere, it's also going to be blocking energy coming in. So you want to look out for your charts if there are clashes, punishments, harms, anything, okay? Then you want to see what can you do and how can you do it differently. Of course, if there's a missing sector in your office, in your house, it's going to affect the animal sign for that sector. Now, I'm not going to overlay the 24 mountains here again, but for this, if you would overlay the 24 mountains and this particular animal sign in this sector here in the top right-hand corner will be the one who's more affected than others. The same with this animal sign that is resident in here. Now, if I'm going to just keep this as north and south, you will see that this here will affect monkey and the monkey and the goat. So anybody who has goat or monkey in their charts, if they are occupying this office section, they will not feel happy. And for this sector here, for the northeast, there you're going to be looking at the ox and the tiger. So if anybody is in this office, ox or tiger, in which pillar is also going to be another story, okay? Yeah, again, same story. So if there's any missing sector, it's going to affect the person. The pillar in which that animal sign appears. Now you want to say, okay, I know that rooster has got the virtue of clarity. Right? We know that. Rooster's got virtue of clarity. So for this person, he's got clarity in his career because this is the month pillar. This is the hour pillar. This is the day pillar, and that is the year pillar. So for this person, he's got clarity in his career. But now, whoops, let's put the rat in there. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Isn't it perseverance?
No, I did that the wrong way around, guys. Sorry. This person here with the rat is the virtue of clarity in his relationship. It deals with love issues. But now we bring in the rooster. So there's a problem with that clarity. And that problem can be in the self-love department, which is, I forgot that I swapped that around. So the person day pillar is about the self pillar. It's about love. It's about relationships. That person has clarity within him or herself. But now he's also got a rooster coming into his chart at work. And that rooster person at work, or one of his staff members with rooster, now comes into his life, and they go, are you sure you are happily married? Are you sure you are still a family man? Or this can be a lady, okay? I'm happily married. I'm clear. This is the person that I love. Boop, here comes a rooster at work. Are you sure you are happy? Are you sure you like your home? Are you sure you like your money? Because I can con you out of your money in your hour pillar. Oh no, let me headhunt you. You must come and work for me. I'll give you all the riches in the world. And this person all of a sudden leaves home, leaves the kids behind, leaves all the money behind, and follows this bling. Bling, 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 bling. Too many choices. Okay. So this is how you can see what is going to be the potential outcome with these different virtues coming in. Is that making sense?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
So
another one.
Right now, this is like we have to change our focus how was on the period 8 to period 9.
Absolutely. Complete and utter 360 shift. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So here we have a dog and a dragon. So we know dragons got a virtue of patience, right? And it's in the day pillar, which means it's a self element. It's about love. It's about relationships. It's about the patience with self-love within that relationships. And here comes a dog. Or in their own chart, they have a dog. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're still going to have that patience with themselves? No.
The dragon is going to have lost patience, and the dog is going to blame him.
And this can be in the same chart.
I have it. Well, I have it in the last pillar, dragon and dog.
Now, I know a little bit of your personal story, and therefore I know that you are having very little patience with the men in your life.
Well, not really. Well, in fact, well, no, because I don't have dragon in the year. I have dragon in the luck pillar. So, and dog in the month. So sometimes I lost my patience.
So it's a different story, but yes. Let's say, for instance, you had that dragon in your day pillar, it would be love. It would be love relationship, not being able to have that that patience with your spouse. did I just lose? Okay. Right. Next one. Snake. Snake in the month pillar. Virtue of joy. It's in the career palace. Beautiful. Joyful at work, right? But now we bring the pig into the day pillar. So the snake is still in the month pillar, and it's still that virtue of joy. But now that joy at work is going to be affected, causing you not to have that joy at work, because the day pillar now is about relationships, and more particularly personal relationships which steal your joy. So it makes life interesting when you look at it from different perspectives. So let's say, for instance, there is something missing, something that you are lacking somewhere in your house. How do you want to activate it? You're going to go to that sector. You're going to do the basics of the most basics of Feng Shui, which you can do yourself. And that is to redecorate that space in your own personal taste, in your own signature, with your own design. You cannot just sleep there. You want to decorate that with your signature. What is something symbolic for you that represents that virtue, that quality that you are looking for? This can be a picture, it can be a memento, it can be an item. Let's say, for instance, there's a problem in your life with accountability right now. You want to put a picture or something, a symbol there in that sector that is going to represent accountability for you. Now, where is it going to be? It's going to be in the sector in your house representing the virtue you want. That's going to be the easiest. You're not going to paint a color. Okay. In a way, you can paint a color, but it's not going to be the color which is going to do something, but it's about every time you see the color, it represents the virtue of patience. Let's say you don't have patience to work with other people. You want to think, what color represents patience for me? You can paint it. You can put a picture there. You can do a monk statue. You can go whatever. So that is called the interior decorating part. It's got nothing to do with Feng Shui from the environment, but this is something that you can do for yourself. So remember always that today is the result of what you did yesterday, and tomorrow is going to be the result of what you do today. So please do make sure that you make every single day count. And if in my daily insights, I say to you guys, today is a monkey day, today is a dragon day, today is a snake day, please do look at that sector that is being affected by that day. What is going on in that sector? Are there ants walking? Is there spider webs? What is going on there? Because whatever is in your environment is going to show you what your energy is like relating to that specific virtue or skill set that you've got in your life. If you're not yet part of my Telegram channel, there are my 2 main Telegram channels for you to log into. And if you require a consultation or want to book a Feng Shui audit where we look at your environmental impact, what you do on the inside is your job. My job is to make sure that the exterior can actually support what you want to do on the inside of your property. Because your house, your building is just housing the energy. It is just containing that energy. But if it is not available from the outside coming in, it's just numbers going to be on a piece of paper. So if you want to get the daily updates, you want to make sure that you are part of my daily Meta Talk channel. And if you like what I do in regards to this kind of sharing, please do join my VIP monthly training program, and where I share the most current information. Sometimes I have got a syllabus planned out for 2 or 3 months in advance, and then all of a sudden it hits me, oh gollywop, this I need to share now. And then all the rest of the stuff just moves on. And then I have to put information like this in there. So originally I was going to do the 10 gods deep dive on the 10 gods this month, and it went out the window because I realized that hexagrams and period 9 hexagram information was a lot more important to get out to you guys right now. And then we have been working. Robin and I and 2 other people have been working behind the scenes on getting our calendars ready for you guys, which hopefully we will be able to launch very early in the new year. Well done, Robin. It's like really, really awesome work. And we are running this for the next 3 months to make sure before we release it that it is 100% accurate, that it is 100% on before we actually release it. So in case you are interested in that, please do let me know, and you can pre-order that. And with that,
oh, the calendar is similar to what you did in August?
no.
Oh, okay. How much cost?
Oh, we'll decide how many millions we want out of you, still.
I want one. So you just need our details. So we have to tell you in advance. It's not the Feng Shui, it's a personalized.
No. It's going to. It's almost like what we are trying to determine is what is the level of interest with that, because we're not going to go overboard and put everything in there if we only have 10 orders. But obviously, the more orders or at least interest in it. Let me put it to you this way. Interest. If I can gauge the interest in the market to say, is this something the market really wants? Yes, then we're going to go ahead. But similar to August, yes, but also bringing in the hexagram information, also bringing in the Bazi information, also bringing in the Feng Shui information, also bringing in the I Ching information. So we want to combine 5 arts in one personalized calendar for you.
Okay, so it's not the Feng Shui, that the Feng Shui is general for everyone, will be like for me. If it's a
absolutely
probably,
yes.
Like completely
because you can go and buy the Feng Shui there at Thrive for 88 euros, hey? Celine, how much?
Yeah, no, I have
yeah,
a Feng Shui
88 euros last year. Yeah, I think this one, the Pro Feng Shui was 88 euros last year.
Yeah, something like that, 80 plus.
Yeah,
something.
it was freaking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we don't need to print it and we give it to you in an electronic format, and you can just scroll to the day, boom.
But that would be, this is a general Feng Shui that have it here too.
I'm not doing a general Feng Shui. It's boring.
No, that is because no. What I said, that will be a personal. Yeah, I want one.
Yes.
I mean, I will take one. I mean, I can do it myself, but it takes more time.
Oh, I'm well aware. Thank you very much. I'm very well aware of how long this stuff takes us.
To choose a date, I mean, it's true, was this day selection, but to choose a date for something was like, oh God. Oh, can I share something really very fast?
Just hang on one second, because I want to thank everybody who's been here. I'm going to stop the recording so that we can make this available to our friends later on as well. And then if you want to ask me any personal questions or share any personal details with me, please stay on the line, and we'll stop the recording now. And remember, make every day matter. Thank you very much, everybody.